Hi everyone, welcome back to Weekly Coco. As you know, I am Chloe Troutman and my guest today is Amanda Miller, back for the second time.
Hello.
Woo, woo, woo. I really wanted to have Amanda back today because, as you guys know, Amanda's behind the camera all the time, and Amanda and I have been having really good conversation the past couple months ever since I pretty much became single. Whenever we're both single at the same time, we're always like very attached to each other. And she is on this journey of growing up and wanting more out of life, and she's in school, and I just think that she can give you guys some advice. And I just think she's grown up so much, and I think a big part of that has to do with her wanting to get closer to her family, and she's very adventurous, as we know, and she's in school. So I figured we'd just get more information about Amanda and where she's at, because we haven't filmed since February.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
I think you should tell all of them what got you into skydiving, because I've been skydiving one time, so I can like give my opinion about it, but I think for somebody who jumps out of a plane without anyone strapped to you, I think that like takes a lot of courage. And I want to know how you got to that level, and when was the first time you jumped, and who were you with, and where at, and what made you go?
It was my 18th birthday, and I had a few friends that planned to go with me. We went to go, and they canceled because of weather, because you know how it rains on my birthday every year.
Yes.
And I knew that I would never get everyone to agree to go jump out of a plane another weekend. It was like, this is my one shot, and I was so upset. And then the 2 weekends later, no one would go with me. I asked everyone for a few weekends in a row, no one would go with me. And I said, you know what? If I don't go and do this, I'm never going to do it. And
Really?
It was Allie, well, you know Allie Kingston,
Yeah,
that we went to
of course.
high school with. Well, I went to high school with her. Well, her dad is the one who coached me.
Oh, really? I had no
Yes. And so she was like, come out here, I'll be here, don't worry about anyone coming with you. And I was like, cool. I went and did my first jump. I was on cloud nine. After the very first time, as soon as I landed, I'm like, I want to do this all the fucking time. I want to be here every weekend. I want to do this. I want to learn how to do this on my own. I know I could do it. So the people there were like, okay, cool, that's what everyone says, like, see you never. And then I came back the very next weekend, cash in hand, for my license, and I was like, I want to sign up, and I want to do another tandem today. It's a 7-jump course, so you go to ground school, which is where they teach you everything to do in an emergency situation. You practice, like, what you're going to do when you get in the sky, and then you do 3 tandems that are with somebody on your back, and they do little things, like how to turn, how to like pull your chute, how to steer the parachute, all that stuff. You learn everything before you're alone. And then is on my 4th jump, the jump before my first solo, our parachute tore.
Like the first parachute you pulled, the main one,
Just ripped. Like it just
did you know something was wrong? You
instantly. My instructor was he handled it so well. His name's Brian. He goes, all right, this is a great learning lesson for you. And me, I have no idea what's going on. And I'm like, that was a little rough, but okay.
So
and
it's up, so
he
you're
goes,
like kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well,
okay.
it's not like we're spiraling out of control, which was really lucky. And he was like, okay, is it there? And I'm like, yeah, it's there. And he's like, is it square? I'm like, no, because the one right side was like going like this. And usually it's like all puffy like that. And it's going like this, and it's just kind of flapping in the wind. And he goes, is it steerable? And he goes, well, no, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. He goes, there's a tear in our parachute, and we're going to have to ditch it. And I said,
did you say?
in my mind, I go, Like I went, I'm like, yeah, this is like really funny, because they joke with you a lot.
Yes, I would not.
And then he
lets it go.
So here's the thing, it was so quick. So when you have your cutaway on your right side, and then you have your reserve. So we literally went like this and then right back up. That's how quick it was.
Okay.
And he looks at it and he goes, okay, now, is it there? Is it square? Is it steerable? I was like, yeah. He goes, okay, we're good. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then we get to the ground and we land, and everybody's like, George, my friend's dad, my coach, comes running out there, and he's like, yo, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he was like, yeah, I mean, you just had your first cutaway. I'm like, we did what? And he's like, you ditched your parachute and used your reserve. And, well, technically Brian did it, but I was like, oh, what? Like, I was in shock. Like, my brain wouldn't allow it. You're in that life or death moment where you have no choice but to go with your best option, which is use your reserve. Every 180 days, you have to get your reserve checked. No wears, no tears. Like, can't be too old.
And is it as nice as the main parachute?
It's nicer. So the main parachute, the reason why ours tore is because it had thousands of jumps on it. People have used it so many times. So the fabric just eventually becomes...
So the reserve is actually
always
safer.
Always new. Yeah.
Okay.
You never really use your reserve. You know? So
that
it's like once
that
in a
makes
blue moon.
sense. Yeah. So what did you like, after that, was your 5th jump the solo?
Was my first solo.
And you went solo after?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it took
So it's
some
describe
courage.
your first solo.
If my first solo is basically seeing if like you're stable. Like just get stable, float. Like, cause some people you'd be surprised are like stiff, and when you stiffen up, your body flings like crazy.
Yeah.
But when you just relax, and I did great. It was awesome. I just relaxed. He held on to me.
And when you pulled your parachute, did he let go or?
Yeah. Then you let go, and they say pull.
And
you have hand signals that you learn in class too.
I'm like,
because like obviously
I'm
you
anxiety
can't
listening to this.
You can't talk while you're skydiving, so you use hand signals.
So you back up to you were saying you have a microphone in your helmet.
Oh yeah, so they give you a mic in your helmet, but it's like really shitty. He warned me, he goes, listen, do not rely on that walkie. We're probably scarier than when my parachute failed. Because I'm like, if I land wrong at all, I can break an ankle, I could break my neck, I could break my back, I could die. I don't fucking know. But I'm like, this is the most important part of the whole thing is landing.
Okay.
Like, no matter what happens, just land. And all of a sudden, I was just like, you know what? My instincts kicked in, and I came perfectly around and around and around, and I came down, and I flared, and I ran it out. And then ever since then, I was like, I'm addicted to this.
So that was jump 5. And
jump
how
5.
many have you done?
51, 52? I don't know.
That is really crazy. So I want to back it up to, I
Right.
think it was like the 3rd or 2nd to last jump you did.
Yeah.
Where you got hurt.
I think I jumped like 4 or 5 more times after that.
Oh, really? I can't remember because I just remember your dad just wanting you to stop
Yeah.
and me wanting you to stop. Well, not stop, but I wanted her to take a break. Anyways, so we were filming for Siesta Key that day. It was actually Pride.
Yeah.
All of us girls went up
Pride
to.
parade.
Put a picture here. Ding. We were going over to Madison's house to film before we went and get ready and all of that. And I was on my way to Madison's house, and she called me and told me about an accident she had had. So you should tell them.
So I was going to do a stunt with my coach called Mr. Bell, and I had done one the week before, and for some reason the camera footage didn't come out. It was like we went to check the footage, something went wrong, and the videos were just all black.
Yeah.
So the next weekend, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. I went into that jump and that stunt called a Mr. Bill very confidently, and it's where my instructor, my coach, is attached, has a harness, and I have a harness on, and we're attached by carabiners at the hips. So what you do is like I put my legs around him and I hold on to him like this, and we jump out together. And I'm supposed to lean back because obviously he wants to lean forward so his parachute can come out. So his is out, but I'm just connected to him, but I haven't deployed my chute. And then I unattach the harness and I climb up him and I climb up his shoulders and I hold on to his risers and his parachute, and I'm just chilling there and we're soaring through the sky and I'm standing on his shoulders.
And you are not attached to him.
I'm not
and
attached to him.
your parachute is not open.
And my parachute's not open. I'm just sitting there enjoying being on top of somebody's shoulders.
Fuck no.
But it was fun. The first one I did, so much fun. So great. I was sitting there soaring on top of his shoulders. I jumped off,
And
went
what do
into
you
free
do?
fall.
Like a backflip?
Yeah, I just dipped
Okay.
off. And then you go back into free fall and then you deploy your parachute and then you both land and woo, congrats, you did a Mr. Bell. Well, wasn't as lucky the second time because instead of me, I'm like 125 to 130 pounds. My coach is obviously much taller than me, much larger than me. His weight, when we jumped out, I'm supposed to lean back and he's supposed to lean forward. For some reason, we both ended up leaning, like ended up leaning on top of him, and he leaned back and he threw his parachute. So, have you ever been on a tube and like the rope's all tied up and then somebody takes off and you just whoosh.
Yeah, and if you're not holding on tight, you just...
Oh, it's the worst whiplash of your life.
Yeah.
So I'm on top of him like this.
Because your hands are still
and I'm
in
holding
his harness.
I'm holding onto his harness like this, and boy, I have a fucking death grip because I had just gotten my nails done, acrylics. Full on acrylic nails. Why was skydiving? I don't know.
Shout out Lily at Expo Nails on Clark here in Sarasota, Florida.
Yep.
That's our girl.
She had just done my nails perfectly, and I had just gotten them done the day before. The force rips me away from him. I break every single acrylic nail off backwards except for both my pinkies.
And like you guys, most of you do know the nerves in your fingernail,
buddy. Let me tell you.
And so your parachute's
and so my parachute's not open. And keep in mind, I went like this, and I got caught right here. I swear to God, in that moment, I was convinced I had just broken my back. And then I look at my hands, and all my nails are torn off. And he's like, climb up, finish the stunt. And I'm like, you're fucking nuts if you think I'm finishing the stunt. I'm like, I cannot climb up you right now. I have no body strength. I can't even feel my hands. Because I'm just dangling like this from him. And he's like, climb up. And I'm like, no. I'm like, let me go.
You're just like dead weight.
Yeah, I'm literal dead weight on him. And when I went into free fall, my nail beds were literally flapping in the wind. Oh my God, it was fucking disgusting.
Ew. Oh my goodness.
One was the worst. My middle finger was completely torn off. Like there was no nail.
Oh no.
There was like, it was like hanging by a thread.
Oh, it was so gross.
It was so gross. And I just remember my arms being like numb. And I'm like, please, like I'm like looking for my parachute. I'm like, just pull it hard enough. If you just kind of went like this, it could get tangled or something.
You have to throw.
You have to chuck that bitch. My parachute came out and I see it. I was like, I'm just gonna let it sit there for a second. I'm like, I just need to breathe. And when I finally get down, I go to flare because you have to flare with both hands. I'm like, I don't care how.
So you have to pull.
Yeah, you have to pull with both. I'm like, I don't care how bad your hand hurts. Toggles. The Googles.
I don't know.
And I was like, I know I just gotta do this. And you have to do like one fluid motion like this. So I pull more on one side and I basically just like, like a few people came running out there and they were like, yo, what was going on? Like, are you okay? I put my hands up. I'm just like, I broke my nails. And to them, they were like, you're fucking ridiculous. Come on. And I'm like, but they saw like the blood and stuff and I was just like kind of freaking out. I was like, this hurts really bad. Not to mention like my fucking ankle hurt when I landed. My back was killing me. Like my hands are killing me. Yeah, like everything. My neck.
Remember your neck? I
couldn't even move.
You couldn't move your neck like this for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was bad. And I was just trying not to panic. But then finally the guys took me in the back and we're sitting there and we're laughing. Because I'm like in so much pain that I'm laughing. I was in shock. And then finally the shock started to wear off. The adrenaline started to wear off. When your adrenaline's going, like you can't really feel much. You're just numb. Now it was going away. And I was like, I can feel everything. And I knew I had to film all day that day.
Well, first we had to film like hair and makeup getting ready. And that was like a 2-hour thing. And then we had an hour drive up to Tampa. And then we filmed for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
So we had like that's like a full day. I know they never used any of it.
And then they didn't use a single second of it. That's okay.
It was just a fun day, which ended up being good for you. But you were in like hella pain the whole day.
Well, yeah, when we were getting ready, I was just like icing. And I was excited. I was just like, try to put the pain in the back of your mind.
I'm mama bear. I don't know why, but I just have instincts that kick in and take over me and
You're
can
nurturing.
just like remain calm. And I was like, Amanda, you're fine. Nothing is wrong. So with that being said, obviously it like spooked you a little bit. She told her dad, and her dad was like, I really don't want you going anymore. And I was like on Team Fred. I'm like, I really don't think you should go. I was like, I don't like it.
I know if something goes wrong and I don't go back out there to prove myself that I'm okay and that I will be fine, then I will never go back to it. I haven't been in a really long time. Everybody's been telling me, okay, we really want you to get back up here again. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, like I'll see you out there soon, and then I never go. And I think it's because not going for a while is the scariest part.
Yeah.
Because when you go frequently, you trust yourself. You're like, I got this. You drive a car every day. You're not scared like you were when you were 15, 16 years old learning how to drive. You're comfortable. I kind of have been slacking.
So what does this mean?
I will definitely start up again soon. I just need to find that moment that feels right to me. You have to be confident, and I was kind of losing that. So I need to get my ass back out there if I want to keep doing it.
I agree. I want to wrap up the skydiving with basically, I think it's important, you know, although people watching, they may not be into skydiving and have absolutely no desire to go, which I do think everybody should go at least once. In any sort of situation that you're ever going to be in where, okay, I did it 50 times. On the 50th time, something went wrong. What do? You get back on the horse, no matter how many times it bucks you off, and you go.
Keep on riding.
And guess who's in charge of your life?
Yourself.
Fear truly is false evidence appearing real.
Absolutely.
And your mind is one of the most powerful things in the world. We truly, as humans, have the power to manifest anything. So just like I was telling Amanda, if there's something you are afraid of, if there's something that for some reason you're holding back on something you want to do, start by just thinking about it 10 minutes a day, picturing yourself doing that thing, accomplishing that thing, how it makes you feel, the smile and the joy that it brings you, and write that down. And do that, and I guarantee within a very short period of time, you will then reprogram your brain to be able to do that thing.
She ain't wrong.
I think we should answer some of these savage questions that I'm sure we've gotten, and we'll just like rapid fire like a few of our favorites, and then we'll grab the boards, write 5 questions, and then switch, and we each have to answer 4 of them. Okay. Are you seeing anyone?
No.
Do you still talk to JJ?
Talked to him yesterday. Occasionally as friends.
Is Amanda dating Mike?
No. Mike is a girlfriend.
What's the most juicy situation going on right now?
My love life.
Same.
I have no idea where it's going, and neither does she, but we sure are enjoying the ride.
Ooh, this is a good question. Do you think the show strengthened or hurt your friendships?
Strengthened, absolutely.
I
Oh my
agree.
God.
I think we're the type of bond that, I mean, me and you have obviously, but also the entire cast, like, that's a different type of family bond.
Absolutely.
Out of every cast member on the show, if you had to marry one right now, boy or girl, who would it be?
Oh, I think it would either be Jared or Garrett. Because, like, those are the 2 guys that I genuinely trust and are, like, good guys.
I would probably pick Garrett.
Yeah.
Places to go out in Siesta Key Village. I'm visiting soon and need recommendations.
So I would say definitely go to Siesta Key Village, go to Summer House, The Hub, Daiquiri Deck, Gilligan's. Those are...
The Cottage,
The
it's really good.
Cottage.
The best restaurant in this entire town, in my opinion, is Owen's Fish Camp.
Owen's is the best for dinner. Absolutely.
How is everyone doing in the group? Are there any new couples? Are there any new couples?
I say
No.
let's not ruin that.
Oh, yeah. We should get another season. Tell MTV we get another
If
season.
we get another season, you'll find out.
Is your butt fake or real?
It's real! Why would I ever get a big butt?
That is the craziest thing.
It was so wild.
Is Chloe going to date on the next season?
Yeah, she better.
Definitely. I plan on taking few people out on dates.
Yeah, this is what it's about in our mid-20s, getting to know what we like.
I've never kissed anyone on camera yet.
You've kissed me like 50 times on camera,
Well,
and they put it in the episode.
I really have.
But you've never like had like a romantic
with a
kiss
boy.
on camera. That's wild.
Not that I wouldn't kiss a girl, but like,
That's nuts.
I know.
I never even thought about that.
It's going to make me nervous.
Oh, you're gonna do fine.
That is all we have that
Cool.
we
do our-
can legally answer.
I love it.
Okay, so now I'm going to write 5 questions that I have for Amanda. Amanda's going to write 5 questions for me. They can literally be anything. They can be funny. They can be sexy. They can be sentimental. They can be deep, whatever it is. And we have to each answer 4 of the 5.
The first one is so funny, but I think it's actually really good to talk about. It's healthy.
Okay. If it's, okay.
You can ask me.
So
first.
we'll start with number 1.
Okay. Number 1.
What is your biggest fear?
Dying.
You dying?
Me dying. Either that or being buried alive. Either one is dying.
Yeah. Mine is a plane accident, surviving, ending up in the water, and then getting eaten by a shark. It's very rational
She
fear.
used to be so scared of flying. Okay.
I still am. But
Question.
we but we overcome
Yes,
Okay.
she did. This is kind of funny. When was the last time you masturbated?
that. Last night.
Okay, see, good. The reason I asked that is because not because it's weird, like we talk about it all the time. It's very normal, and it's actually very healthy for you to do it often.
Yes.
Okay, number 2.
What is it like having a dad who is older?
My dad is 81, I think. He was born in 1939. 81. He's been to war. He has been through a lot. He's been through 4 marriages, and he has so much life advice, and like I didn't appreciate that till I was older. And he's always provided a great life for me and always pushed me to get an education. My number 2 question is about your dad as well.
Really? Look at this.
We both put our dads for number 2 question. Okay. I've asked you this a million times, but they don't know. Would you ever want to meet your dad?
In the past, I've always said no, but now that I've gotten older and I'm on this journey of self-discovery, at the end of the day, he is half of me. So, yes, I would like to meet him. No, I would not like a relationship with him.
Makes sense. I've always wanted to meet her dad. And
I've told Amanda when I go, she's going.
I was
with
like,
me.
can I come? That was my next question.
Yeah.
Like, can I come? Because I've always wanted to see the other half of you, and I think it would be a really cool experience to meet him.
Yes, but my thing with my dad is his own family doesn't speak to him. He's
Doesn't have the best reputation.
yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's more funny.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill.
I've done this so many times.
I know, but I have 3 good ones.
Okay.
Alex,
Oh.
Brandon,
Okay.
Tate. And if
Oh,
you don't
easy.
know who Tate is one of Garrett's best
These are
friends.
easy.
Okay,
These
who are
easy.
you
I
marrying?
would fuck Brandon. I would marry Tate, and I would kill Alex.
I'm telling Tate.
Okay.
I no comment.
Number 3. When the day comes that we do not get another season, what is your plan for the future? Or at least right now, what do you think of?
I want to continue Concept by Chloe. I really want to help mentor the youth. And I don't know, I see myself like being just kind of like a motivational speaker.
That'd be cool.
And obviously the like big dream is a late night talk show. Cause
Dreams do come true when you work hard for them.
and I feel like I'm somebody who like is kind of meant to be on TV, so I would hope that before Siesta Key ends, I would get an opportunity to do my own thing. I would love to pursue that.
Love that.
Okay,
Number 4.
your favorite thing to do on a date is make out. Like, or your ideal date, or like,
My ideal date would be to do something, like anything productive. Like, I don't want to sit there and
have dinner.
Have dinner. Like, I don't want to stare at you and have to talk about random things. Like, I just want it to be natural. I want to be doing something. Number 4. If you could interview anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Abraham Lincoln.
Whoa, that was not the answer I was expecting.
Well, I mean, he's from Illinois, where I'm from. And I don't know. I have a lot. Or him or JFK. I feel like
Ooh, JFK.
there's a reason they were both assassinated more than we know. And I feel like they both have some secrets.
I would want to talk to somebody whose murder hasn't been solved. Because it'd be, like, so cool to be like...
to like solve it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sex position?
I
I love how you asked something about sex, and we both asked something about our dads.
I love that. Honestly, I really like being on top because it's the quickest way for me to finish.
And that's the real tea.
Hey! Okay, what about you?
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta answer it too.
I like whatever position I'm in where I feel confident, and like I feel like it changes.
Yeah, it does.
And
But like, you know that one position that just gets the job done.
well, and then on top or reverse cowgirl.
Yeah. This is actually kind of interesting. If you could choose the gender of your first child, what would it be?
Girl.
I think that's a really good answer. I always said that I wanted to be a boy mom, like all boys. Like, I don't want a girl. But then I got a little bit older and I realized like, yeah, I do want a girl, and if I have one, I want my daughter to be older.
I agree. So we answered every question because, that's how we are. But
job,
I
Shannon.
have a little something for you. And I'm doing this because I wanted to give you this, obviously, and because I want to inspire people out there. But I know you and I are maturing, and we're not into the party life we're not into the party life as much as we used to. If not, we're really not into it at all.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really cute and just meaningful to meet once a week and start a book club with me and you.
I would love that.
And I picked our first book.
I'm reading one right now. What is it?
And I got you one.
Oh, I love that. It's a horse on the front.
There is.
The
And it's called
Untethered
The
Soul.
Untethered Soul,
The
The
Journey
Journey
Beyond
Beyond Yourself.
Michael A. Singer.
So, if anyone wants to read this book with us, I mean, I have no idea how we could do this, but I was thinking we could create like a Zoom book club, and anyone that wants to do it with us, well, you and I could maybe do a live about us discussing
we'll do a
about
live.
it, and then people could log on it.
That would be really cool. And it's
And-
fun to read. Like, it gets your mind off things, whether it's an audiobook or you're actually reading. Like, it puts you in another universe, and it's honestly, I've been loving it lately.
Yes. And then I have one more exciting thing.
What?
So, there's cards that it comes with.
What?
And that you can get, and it says, drawing of the wisdom of life-changing New York Times bestseller, The Untethered Soul. These extraordinary cards feature 52 profound, and what is 5 plus 2? 7. Profound and uplifting quotes that will inspire you to break through your limitations, cultivate lasting peace and tranquility, and discover who you really are.
Let's pick one.
So I figured, why not pick one on camera, even though this isn't. Oh, look at that.
Who are you really?
I think this is so cute. You pick one.
Let me feel for it.
Don't show it.
I'm not.
'cause I'm
I'm just gonna feel for it. This one feels good.
Okay, now you do it for me. You can open your eyes. Don't look at that card.
Okay. Feel around. Feel around. Feel around. Okay. Yours is. Are these all? Oh no. Awakening consciousness. You think the solution to your inner problems is in the world outside, but nobody has ever truly become okay with changing things outside. There is always the next problem.
Wow.
I feel like that's very you right now.
Because I have to focus on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yours is really good. too.
Okay.
There is nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of mine. You are the one who hears it.
I do talk to myself a lot.
You know the answers.
Damn.
And then I think we should pick one for them.
Let's pick one for you guys. Realistically, we just want to read all of these, but come on. Okay, freeing yourself. Let's read it together. Oh! How weird is that? Okay, let's read it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fear is a thing. It's just another object in the universe that you are capable of experiencing.
Wow. So I think Amanda and I will read this book together and do the first book club, just her and I. But if you pick up this book, please tag Concept, me, and Amanda, and
Let's talk about it.
we'll do a live maybe at the end of the book, in like a month or so. I was told to get this book by someone important,
I love it.
and about the journey of yourself and self-love, and until you truly heal yourself, you cannot heal others. And that's something that I struggle with, because I feel like I've gotten to some point of I have life figured out, it's meant to be spent different, and all of this, and it's I don't need to push it on others. This is my journey, and I just need to focus on myself.
You're always learning every day.
Yes.
Every day you're changing and
And
learning.
I'm just excited that you feel...
Thank you for buying it for me. I love you so much.
I'm so excited for you and I to read this book together.
Me too.
So I hope you learned more about Amanda today. I hope you got to know us better, and you kind of see where we're at, because since the last time you saw us, there's been a lot that has happened, and the world, in our friend group, in our personal lives, and it's just made us realize that we just want to love each other more. And life is meant to be lived simply and easily, and start your morning setting your intention and say your gratitude and say your prayers at night.
And stay wild, my friends.
Love you guys.